Interpretations. If you want to outsmart your competitors, read rivals everywhere. You have to develop the art of interpretation. How can you decide your move in the all pervasive chessboard chasing you from home to office and from the so called friends and acquaintances in every field? In many families, even close relatives take a pleasure in making sarcastic remarks about their very own blood relations. You must interpret their remarks as the outcome of their effort to get a sadistic pleasure. Such understanding or interpretation alone will withstand you any criticism with a smile. Not only that, it will help you ignore these relatives and have a last laugh. Your correct interpretation would earn you a title of the visionary. This is because it will give you a very rare vision to read the invisible words in between the lines. Your ability to interpret things will decide your profession. If you are very cautious in your interpretations, you will make a good physician. You will then safely diagnose a cold as a trace of pneumonia due to acute cold arisen from infection in the respiratory tract. Allergy bronchitis is highly suspected with a probability of TB in the near future. A touch of percentages and probabilities to your interpretations will make you a good statistician. To make yourself an expert in the field, do not ever forget that only one person responding to a questionnaire makes it 100% only on paper, and 7 out of 10 may be an overwhelming and hence a decisive majority, but still not the true picture. Statistics only teaches you what is a simple lie, an absolute lie, and a statistical lie. This means that what is not a statistical lie has to be the absolute truth. Puzzled, eh? Then move on to another subject. Which subject? You may well ask me. The best option would be archaeology. Nobody would ever question your addition or subtraction by 1,000 years BC or AD. This is because everyone is trying to live in the living present. Thanks to the never ending sermons of hundreds of spiritual gurus on YouTube and various TV channels. So you are absolutely safe. Legal interpretations are the most difficult ones if you go by the lawyer's arguments alone, for they are known for talking from both the sides. They forcefully defend the criminal as well as the victim too with equal enthusiasm. But for the judges, nobody can interpret who is right in the eyes of law. I therefore decided never to become a lawyer. Meteorology is another subject in which your blunders will go unnoticed. Your interpretations and weather forecasts will be easily accepted. This is because the supercomputer and the phenomenon of climate change will provide you with a shield to any of your mistakes, big or small. Interpretations are at once an art and a science. When five people interpret a phenomenon in six different ways, you can blindly say that they are economists. If the number of solutions provided are less than the number of people presenting them, you can very confidently predict that they are competitors in the Indian National Science Congress Awards. Your interpretations decide your mental makeup. Thus, your mere casual glance at a glass of beer will help a psychiatrist to brand you as an optimist or a pessimist. Remember, you have to be very cautious while describing the glass as either half full or half empty. Homeopaths too judge your personality, but no two homeopaths would ever agree. So I always consult two homeopaths and start taking their treatment simultaneously. They always engage their assistants to assess your personality. Once a trainee assistant asked me if I like my windows covered with curtains when I reach home. Oh, that would depend on what time I reach home, I told her. Besides, so many factors affect my decision, whether the weather is stormy or sunny, whether there is load shedding, etc. How would you interpret this? I asked her. You are a very fickle minded person, she said. You consult my sir's psychiatrist friend. I wondered if it was a marketing trick by the psychiatrist in the same polyclinic. Interpretations help you keep away from all kinds of psychosomatic illnesses. They provide you answers for all your day to day wonders, read problems. I always used to wonder why some people behave as they do. For instance, my neighbor would talk to me at least for half an hour standing in the door without ever asking me to come inside her house. In her entire stay for 20 years next door, she invited me home only once when she wanted to show me her most expensive couch. But in the evening, as soon as she met her supposedly close friend, she did not even look at me. I smiled to myself as I understood that she was very calculating. There is just one thing that no professional can ever escape: professional jealousy. I too had my share of it, not only from colleagues, but also from my long standing friends, relatives, and acquaintances. To be honest with you, tears did come to my eyes. But my blood pressure never shot up only because I took it as the index of my achievement. Besides, I had read somewhere that you would lose 99% of your friends as you move ahead of them. This realization alone pushed me upwards more energetically without bothering if they were accompanying me. যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে তবে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে, তবে একলা চলো রে, একলা চলো রে। You would now understand why our politicians never get frustrated even after losing their election deposit. Nothing would ever disappoint them. When a leader's first state rally was poorly attended, he told the press reporters, the actual number of people who wanted to come for this meeting is 100 times more than those who are present. It is just that they could not reach here in time due to the traffic jam. One of the most difficult interpretations is to see why people behave differently with different people, and the same people behave differently in different times, just like my neighbor. Once I received a very cordial welcome and a VIP treatment by a divisional manager of a factory. A couple of days later, when I revisited it, the same secretary did not even show a sign of acquaintance. Temporarily put off by her behavior, I smiled to myself after realizing that my second visit was not to her boss, but to another manager who, by sheer coincidence, happened to be sitting next to her boss's cabin. Interpretations help you cultivate a sense of humor. Most importantly, they help you rationalize and withstand any calamity very calmly. The greatest ever interpretation was by Jesus Christ, who calmly accepted his crucifixion by just saying, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.